Hello everyone, my name is Maria, aka The Unexpected Crafter. I am one of the designers for Sasayaki glitter stamps, and I wanted to show you how I am going to color today the outfit for this cute little girl that you can find also at Sasayaki's store, and I will provide some links down below. So I may have to make this video a two-part video because I also need to make a background and that will take a long time. So, and I don't want this to be super long. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. To also save some time, I went ahead and colored the skin and the hair, and I will also list down below the colors that I used to color the skin and the hair. So this is going to be obviously a Christmas card. So I wanted to choose a combination that I've seen a lot and I love, which is using teal colors with red. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with, I'm going to use the combination of BG18, BG15, and BG13. And I actually meant to write them down on a piece of paper so that you can see them as I color, but I forgot. So I'm just going to head and get started because I don't want the video to be too long. So I am going to start. Sometimes I like to start dark and then go from there to light, but this time I'm going to start with the light because I'm not sure how I want these colors to look. So, and I apologize if my hand gets in the way sometimes. Sometimes some of the areas are difficult to get to. So I need to get in the way to get in those areas. So I like to turn my paper sometimes to get certain areas. I want to make this simple, nothing too difficult, nothing too fancy. And usually, of course, the top is lighter. And I just want to map it out to see how I want this to look. Something like that. So I'm going to go to my medium color, which is BG15. And I'll try not to talk too much so that I can color fairly quickly. I am not very fast anyway. So I'll try to do my best here, not to make this super long. Again, this image, you can get it at Sasayaki Glitter Stamp Store, and I will link below. We are doing a series of videos. If you can subscribe to our channel, we're going to be posting a lot more videos so that you could see more and learn more about these wonderful images. Now I'm doing BG18 or using BG18 for my darkest areas to add some definition. So I'm just trying to follow the lines of the artist. Do my best here. And that is a good thing when you start with your lighter color. Then if there's anything that needs fixing, then you can fix it. Now back to BG15. I'll just put it right there. How's that? There we go. That way you can see what I'm doing or which color I'm using. And you can get this image and also follow along later on if you wish. Then you want to extend that darker color out. And then I'm going to go to my lightest, BG13. And I'm just going to extend the color all the way out. Something like that. Then if I want to go over some areas, and so you kind of step back and kind of look at it to see Okay, kind of like it, leave it like that. Usually I go over things twice, but not today. So I'm going now to move on to, because I'm going to have this and the jacket teal, and then everything else will be red except for the boots, what I think I'm going to go with brown. So now I'm going to go with my lightest again and work on the sweater or the jacket to see how I am going to color this. Like I said, I've seen this coloring and I think it's so pretty. Let's see. It looks like this is part of it too. Sometimes I can't tell what's what, but I think here. Okay, let's see, maybe here, and I'll go back to that area there in a bit. And then I'm gonna go with my medium, which is BG 15. And I'm going to go over the areas that I just did. See, this here is darker because that's under her arm. So I'm making that darker. Okay, then I'm going to go with my darkest, which is BG 18. And I'm just going to go over again the areas that I just did. So, like I said, you don't have to do it like I do it. You can do it directly, go with the dark, and then go over with the light. But I just kind of like to do that so that I can see what it looks like first with a lighter color, and then go back in with the lightest or with the darkest. So if I make a mistake, then I know. Now again, going back to BG, I keep putting it upside down, BG 15. And I'm just pulling out the darker color out to the center. And I sometimes don't know how it's going to look until I'm actually done. And sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. And that's the truth. But that's the fun of coloring. It's an art. And it's fun just to see how things come out once you're done. And I'm back to BG 13. And now I'm just going to fill all the empty spots, all the empty areas. And then we're going to see how that's going to look once you add the lighter color. And then if you want to add more definition and more details, then you can go back with the darker colors and add those details in. And you try not to rush. You want to enjoy the process of coloring and looking to see what it looks like. And usually on my videos I say there's so many artists out there, they do such beautiful work, but don't get obsessed with how they color and you want to do it that way, because everybody has their own style and you want to find yours. And when people look at your work, they say, oh, I know who that is because of the style you have. So, just find your own style and go with it. And see how I'm just adding, looking and see, let's see, it's a little shade there, a little darker here, just to add a little definition. Just to add a little something. Because that's how it is. Okay, and you know, sometimes when you do these videos, the things don't look the same as in real life. Things look a little different because of the lighting. So I'm just gonna add a touch of the medium color using BG15 or 15, just to soften the lines. I don't like them to be too harsh. Some people like it and it looks great. It just bothers me if it's me the one doing it. So I try to soften the lines just a little bit. And then I go back with my lightest, BG13. Just make sure that it's not super light. And I cannot believe I have to say that Christmas is just around the corner. I mean, where has this year gone? Okay, so here we have the jacket and the hat. Then I am going to do the dress red. She has a scarf, so that may be something a little different, but we'll see. One of my favorite combinations of red. I love red. I'm going to start using R24, R27, R29, and R39. I usually just use 3 colors, but the R39 is really dark, so that's going to add some nice depth to the... I mean, there's really not that much to color in red anyway, but it just adds a little to some definition, some nice definition to it. And the skirt, I'm going to flip it over because you have to be so careful with red. Red just seems to spread out so much more than some of the other, at least for me. I don't know your experience, but red is really, I used to be so scared coloring with red because it really will spread out. So now R27. And I'm just gonna, I don't have to do a whole lot. Like I said, it's very little areas to color with red. So I'm just gonna try to do my best to see if I can add some definition to this. So you can barely see R27. So I'm gonna go to R29 to see if you can tell the difference in what I'm trying to do. Maybe when I add the R39, you're going to be able to see. Well, you can see a little bit on this one. Just trying to do a little something to the pleats. Now R39, I love this color. It's like a burgundy red. It's so pretty. So I'm just adding a little something here to the dress so that hopefully you can see a little difference there. I'm going to go to R29. And I'm just going to go a little bit because I don't want to lose this definition there. And then just go with the lightest. I'm going to skip R27 and just go over a little bit because I want to leave a tiny bit of highlight there. Oopsie, that one. All right, so that's the skirt and the blouse underneath. Now the scarf, I have to think, what am I going to do with the scarf? Because I could probably do like a brown, because I'm going to do brown with the boots. So let me see how the boots look in brown. And I am going to go with chocolate brown, like E23, E25. And you know, I refilled my E23 and I put so much ink in it, it's leaking a little bit. So I'm going to try to do my best not to mess up this image. E25, and I am trying to find my E27. There we go. E27. So we're going to do E25, E23, E25, and E27. So let's start, and I'm going to take both tops off my E23 because I put so much ink in it that you may see how it starts to just come out too much. So I am going to work as fast as I can on the boots to avoid the color to just gush out of the marker. It's behaving okay so far. So let's see, this area's here, and here it was gonna be dark. Let's see here, this area here will be dark too. So I'm just saying, okay, this is what I want it to be dark. All right, so now I'm gonna move to E25. And I am going to go over the areas I just did. Okay, something like that. Then I'm going to use E27. And I am going to, again, go over the same areas I just did. So it helps if you do it with a lighter color because then you know where to go with your dark one. And then you know, you feel better about it when you're using the darker colors. Okay. And you want to be sparingly with the dark ones. You don't want to be too much. I think my E25 is getting a little dry. I may have to get another refill. Okay, so now I'm going to extend the dark color I just put in. And just extend it out some more. Okay, now I'm going to go with my lightest E23. And I'm going to finish it off by just filling out all the spaces. And then if I think that I need to add more definition to the boots, then I go back with the dark one and do that, which I usually do. So I'm just very gently going over these areas. So, okay, I think I'm going to leave it like that. I think it looks pretty good. Now the scarf. The scarf is going to be tricky. She has a little heart there that I could do with a, I could also do it red. I could do the heart. I could do it R24 as well. So it's small, so I'm just kind of touching there. And then I'm going to leave it alone. And then the scarf, I'm going to leave to last until I decide what color I want to do it. And I want to use my, if you notice, I went here with the blue a little bit. So you can fix that with your colorless blender. And then just kind of push it back into the hat there. Now I'm going to use my C3 and my C1 to create a series of dots in the little thing there. And of course I'm going to start with, to make it nice, fluffy, just to give it some texture. Then I'm going to use my C3, and I'm just going to, oops, there it goes. Then I'm just going to add a few here closer to the head. If you can see that, sorry. You can see this. I need to be very careful because see that one there got a little big. And I don't need a whole lot. Just a little bit there. And I'm going to go over with my C1. And I am going to just go over some of them again, just to add a little more. And that's all there is to that. Not a whole lot there. Nice and simple. Then I am going to, still trying to decide what to do with the scarf. I'm sorry, I didn't plan that. I guess we could do brown. Let's see. We'll leave that as a mystery. I'm going to do part 2, and I'll decide what color to do the scarf, and then we're going to create a background for this wonderful image. Again, I'm going to put all of the information down below in the description, links to the Sasayaki glitter stamp store, the blog, and social media, and also I'm going to list the colors that I used to color this wonderful image. Thank you for stopping by, and I hope to see you on part 2 of this video. Bye-bye.